Okay, I have clapped. And we're live. So, Mikey, the floor is yours. I'm going to send out this link.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Inner Circle presents the Owards Show. And I'm your host, Mykie T, from the Failing Hollywood podcast. And I'm joined here by our producer, Nick. Yo. And we also got on this podcast, Riley T.
No. My name is not Riley T.
Oh, sorry. No, yeah. I mean, not Riley T. He's Ace Von Smithstein.
Reporting live from my basement for the Emmys. Ace Von Smithstein is here to stay. I am reporting on these movies. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show.
That's right. He's the man with all the internet opinions. He's very, very good with all the popular internet opinions. We also have Kaz in the room.
That's right, baby. Kaz from the Hood Diner podcast, baby. What's up?
That's right. Kaz seems to like everything. So we're going to have tons of stuff to talk about this. This is going to be a fun little show that we're going to come on. We're basically going to recap. I fucking hate using the word basically, but I just used it. We're going to recap the Emmys.
Recapping them shits.
Recapping
them shits.
That's right. We're gonna tell you who we think should have won, who our opinions on certain shows. Riley hasn't seen most of them, but Kaz has.
But I have opinions.
A good amount.
He has tons of opinions. And we're gonna talk about all the things that Riley thinks should have been nominated. I mean, what Ace Von Smithstein.
Ace Von Smithstein is ready to report.
Ace.
Fucking right.
Get it, Ace.
Now, tonight, I will be bringing you a special ranking system. Movies will receive Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They will receive Forgetting Sarah Marshall's. Or they will receive The Coveted. Holes. We will learn more about my rating system, the Smithson system, later on tonight.
Yeah, so we don't want to talk. So you don't want to tell what is worth what yet.
You will learn the Smithson scale later.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. So to start us off, let's talk about the Emmys as a whole, real quick. The show that did the least well for the Emmys was the actual ratings for the Emmys.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not too many people tuned in, huh?
Not too many people tuned in, and the reason for this is because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this was one of the first Emmys that, I think this is correct, that was broadcasted during football season.
Yeah.
Maybe don't try to put out an award show that's right in the beginning of fucking football season.
Yeah, that's a bad call right there.
It's a huge bad call. But so the ratings dropped 39% as opposed to the last season.
There you go.
That's a lot.
Ooh.
So
now, I don't think too many people are watching TV nowadays, though. Like actual TV.
Yeah, because when you think about it, do those two things have that many intersecting clientele?
I don't know. I'm sure. Yeah, because people
I'm sure
out here watch football.
Yeah, there's definitely some, but I feel like there's still a variation. Like people watch sports or people watch movies. They kind of like to put, I guess this is TV.
Well, there's just not enough time to watch a lot of stuff, man.
This is
just
fair.
back to what we were talking about earlier. There's so much content in the world.
You know what? I think the Emmys would have done better if they started streaming it. Put it on a streaming platform. You put it on Hulu.
Right.
Is there nowhere to see it besides if you have actual regular TV and shit?
That's a good question.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. I think it may come on later on Amazon, but I don't know. It's
a broadcast thing.
It's just such a big broadcast thing that I think they just tried to stick to that, which it's kind of made it. And another thing about the Emmys is, I was talking about before, that they have more categories than any other award show. So they have a whole weekend before the actual big Emmys that everybody cares about, that's broadcasted, but more to a smaller audience on a shittier network that just does the creative arts Emmys. And they have
Mike, that's where you as a prop master would win an Emmy, right? In the creative night.
Okay. No. Let me just break into this real quick because prop masters don't get fucking nominated for Emmys because apparently,
What?
yeah, props is not creative enough for them to say, "Oh, that's a beautiful prop that you fucking created." It's like, okay, if you give me a fucking ray gun that's not a thing yet that needs to be in Westworld that needs to shoot this giant fucking laser beam and be this giant blast cannon, that's not creative enough to get a nomination. So no, we sit in the back and the person that built the costume gets all the nominees. And some of these nominations are fucking crazy. There's just like picture editing for nonfiction program. There's music composition for a documentary series or special original dramatic score. It's like so detailed. It's like everybody knows what a fucking prop is. Give us something. Like, you don't know how much work goes into this and how close we work with the fucking directors and the actors and everything. No, I won't be fucking nominated for an Emmy, okay?
Hey, that's where you guys need to make some shirts that say props get no props. You know what I'm saying?
wow.
Something. Hashtag props need props.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
props, dude.
That's a good one. That's what it is. Props need props, man.
Props.
Hashtag props need props too.
Props.
That's
Yeah.
right there. Throw the
It's
two
funny
at
you
the
say
end right
that.
there.
You know who wasn't nominated for the longest time was special effects. I mean, not special effects, stunts. And they fought so hard because there are people that are getting injured and like doing these crazy.
They literally die. The least you could do is give them
Right.
recognition.
On Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2, two stuntsmen died.
Yeah, that's
In
more
Deadpool
Oscars, right?
Damn, really?
Deadpool
That
2,
is more
two
Oscars,
stuntsmen died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like crazy shit like that, but they fought enough hard for it. But now they get an Academy Award nomination and they get an Emmy nomination. Shout out to Glow because we won the Emmy for best stunt coordination.
Well, they did. You didn't clearly because you can't win an Emmy.
I can't win an Emmy. I was part of it though, so that's a good thing. Here's the good thing with the Oscars.
Where's your
Emmy
trophy,
stuff.
Mikey?
I don't get a fucking trophy.
Oscars.
Here's what we do get with the Academy Awards and the Emmys and stuff like that. If the production designer and the art director and stuff get nominated, then we get a ticket. So that's within our threshold of departments. So we'll get a ticket to be able to actually go to the Emmys and watch it and with all this stuff.
Oh
which is
my
hard.
God.
And we could go to the parties and shit like that.
You get to experience it, but you'll never get to grab it.
I don't. You know what?
They give you a great night, but you don't get the memory of it at all.
I don't get any of that.
Basically.
But yeah, but the brights, you know what? I don't want one of those trophies. The only trophy that I want here is a piece of the aggro crag that's glowing in the corner. So
Yeah, your awards room is like, I don't know if you guys get this reference. I might be a little too young. There's a show called The Fairly Odd Parents, and the dad always has wanted to win a trophy, and he has a whole room in the house. And there's just a meme that's like, "This is where I would put my trophy if I had one."
Okay, so let's talk about some shows real quick, or not real quick. Let's talk about shows this whole fucking episode because that's what we're here for. So it was a crazy Emmy night. There was a lot of them. There's a lot of good nods. There's a lot of good disappointments and stuff like that.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly where I was heading. Thank you for that. Game of Thrones.
Shout out House Stark, baby.
Yeah, Riley's got the flag.
The North
on
remembers,
the
baby. The North remembers.
The North remembers. I know Riley's still stuck in season 1. He's still on like Team Stark or whatever. His Team
Oh,
Ned.
I'm big Team Stark. I was big sad about Rob. I was big sad about Ned. I'm big sad in general. House Stark forever. The North remembers. The King of the North will live and reign forever.
This ain't about. This ain't about those ones though. This particular Emmys is only shedding light on the last season, which there's been a lot of talk and a lot of controversy and a lot of shitting on this past season, which we're going to talk about. So real quick, I'm just going to say they were nominated as Game of Thrones. They were nominated for 22 Emmys, and in this
that's a
threshold,
lot, right?
it's a fuck ton.
Okay.
But that also includes, remember I said there's like hundreds of nominations in the creative arts? That threshold also includes all those. When they're like, this show was nominated for 22 Emmys, they're talking about both. So with the main Emmys that was actually broadcasted that everybody saw, they really only won 2 Emmys in that category. Overall, they won 12. I don't believe they
So they won 2 on the big night, like the one people care about.
Yeah, I think Peter Dinklage. I think he won for Best Supporting Actor.
Fair. That one I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah, outstanding.
Team Tyrion over here, bro.
Yeah, and no, I don't think anybody can argue with that. I believe it's the 3rd Emmy that he's walked away from just from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, dude. So he drinks and he says things. All right.
No, he's the best fucking part about that. Well, I think Bill always says that
if you do a superimpose, if you do a super cut,
the Peter Dinklage stuff, then he'll start watching. But
you should put that one scene from season 8 where he jumps off the ship and like plops into the water, like you hear the little raindrop noise. Yeah. Just put that on repeat for 10 hours. Give it to Bill. He'll be the biggest Game of Thrones fan in the world.
All of them, but he didn't really have too much competition. He went up. There's actually 2 other people that was Game of Thrones that he went up against. There was also Chris Sullivan from This Is Us, which I don't know. This Is Us is a series that I hear people talking about. It's just such a downer that I don't really care to watch.
It's the network television steal. It's like what Modern Family's been for the past 10 years. Now it's This Is Us.
Yeah, and then he went to get Michael Kelly in House of Cards, which, I mean, let's be real, Kevin Spacey fucked that series for he fucked more than that series.
Whoa, really. hey, he was acquitted. He was acquitted.
Was he? No fucking way.
On one major one that he went couple months ago, they found him not guilty on that. But I mean, shit, the damage has been done, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He also went against a couple shows with Better Call Saul too. So realistically, Peter Dinklage is the only. It was a perfect giveaway for that.
Was Mike nominated from Better Call Saul?
The guy who plays Gustavo was nominated.
Okay, fair.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's talk about Better Call Saul real quick. Are you guys caught up with it at all?
I just finished last week. Yeah,
I'm not. I'm still a little bit behind.
I am too, and that's the thing. I'm not in it where Gustavo has really played an important role in it. I only watched like the first couple seasons, I believe.
I just finished season 3. He still doesn't play that big of a role. He's introduced the roles there, but like they've been following the story of Mike Ehrmantraut and like his whole family as one of the main side stories, and that his story ties into Gustavo's, but Gustavo has like minimal airtime compared to Mike. I don't know how he gets the nod over Gustavo or over Mike.
Over Mike, I think. Hold on, do you know what Mike's real name is? Because Jonathan Banks. Hold on, I actually have the thing open right here, so I can just look it up. Excuse me.
I got it looked up. It's Jonathan Banks.
Riley's a quick Googler. He's quicker with the Googler.
So much better with the Google. Okay, Jonathan Banks was also. So you think that was a good? So who do you think should have won? Should Jonathan Banks have won over Tyrion Lannister?
No, fucking Tyrion's still all day, baby. But Jonathan Banks definitely should have won over Gustavo. I didn't know they were both nominated for Better Call Saul.
Man.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, before we get deep into Game of Thrones, because that's going to eat up a lot of time. Let's finish up with Better Call Saul.
I have strong opinions. Ace von Smithstein does.
Yeah. Better Call Saul started up, and it was way too slow moving in the first couple.
Correct.
Seasons, which is why I wasn't able to stick too hard with it. But people have all told me like, oh, but the 3rd season really starts to pick up.
It was very good. They did a lot with the brother and a lot more interesting stuff. So before it was all like hypothetical law things. Now they're in the courtroom. They're actually suing each other and shit. Stuff with the brother is picking up. Stuff with the mafia, not the mafia, but the cartel and stuff is all picking up. There's a lot of moving parts. You see a lot of Don Hector, the guy in the wheelchair with the
Don Hector.
Don Hector.
Oh, okay. So, if you bring him back, but
Mikey, he's walking. He's an actual Don at this point.
He's not crippled yet.
No,
he's not paralyzed.
He's actually there. Like he's running the mob and he's working with Nacho.
Oh shit, Nacho.
So the whole shit with the cartels picked up. They have a huge shit with that. Saul's actually in the courtroom because he's suing people and getting sued. We actually introduce Saul Goodman which has
Nice.
been the big.
Oh, finally. That's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah. And it's different than what you'd think. So season 3 is good. I would recommend finishing it up because it is good. And we're just now getting into the good stuff.
I'll get back into it just because everything, and I've been on such a series roll so lately. But before we get to those shows,
look at that. I contributed more than I already thought I would.
Yeah, I know. You're already
right. You're all. I could call it as it is right now. Just chill. I'm gonna let you do the talking, bro.
No, you've watched so many of these shows, which I'm so pumped about. But before we get to those, let's get back to Game of Thrones. So before we get too deep into that, I want to know, let's start with Riley. Riley, what's your opinion on this final season?
I have a different opinion because I didn't have to wait 2 years. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad when you watched it immediately after 7. I will say, because honestly, you guys are all disappointed because you waited 2 years for a big payoff.
I wasn't disappointed.
Okay, all right. The general public was disappointed because they had this big payoff. They waited 2 years for it. Everything was built up. I watched it immediately after I finished season 7. Just bam, right into the next one. I watched it the last episode live, but I caught up by the end.
Oh, I forgot that you busted out the whole series right before the last season.
So
that's
honestly,
awesome.
without the 2 year wait, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't good by any means. It wasn't the payoff we deserved for all we had invested in that show. I didn't watch Robb Stark get stabbed 45 times at the goddamn Red Wedding for this shit to happen. But I didn't think it was as bad an outrage as everyone was saying every week when everything came out. Yeah. That's my statement.
Okay, Kaz, what did you think about the last season?
Honestly, man, I just think it felt rushed. I really feel. I mean, we had talked about this in a chat the other day. Like originally, HBO wanted to get Dan and Dave to do about 10 seasons. So, they pretty much slammed that last book and then added their own twist to it in like 1.5 seasons, I think. It's when they finally passed the book that George R.R. Martin, the one that he's writing right now. What is that one called? Winds of Winter or something like that?
Yeah, it's
something like that, right? But anyways, man, honestly, I feel like they could have stretched it out maybe like 3 more episodes. If it had been 10, they probably could have
they just
filled in just a little bit more, gave a little more buildup, bro. It's like that last season, shit went super fast. These fools were getting across the country like within like 1 day.
But then they wasted an entire episode laying waste to a fucking city and intense overkill with the fucking dragon.
Well, we'll talk about that with my problems with it. But
okay.
I agree with what you're saying, Kat. First of all, I liked the last season, and I liked how most of the things ended. And I think
it was good. It was good. There was a few things that were kind of but overall, I'm like 80% satisfied with it.
Yeah, and most of the things that I believe that people are such big fans of the show that they were so disappointed at it going away that's half of the uproar. I think people are just like, oh, I want more Game of Thrones. Like let's petition to get the writers to rewrite the whole end of the season again, so we can have
that's madness. Get the fuck out of here.
It's super madness, and I have a little bit of insider information for, as you were saying, rushed and everything. It was rushed. It was completely rushed because as the last season was halfway going and underway, and through halfway, if you don't know what TV. They don't write it all in the beginning and just have an end throughout. They start production and they start writing. They have the first couple episodes usually written before they get deep into it. And then they are doing each episode as they're rolling and doing everything that they're doing. So they're pretty much writing as the series is being filmed and doing that stuff. So during this time process, the writers, almost the whole writing team on Game of Thrones, got offered what's the show? Star Trek? Yeah. They got offered the Star Trek, I believe the new series or I believe it's the new series that they're redoing. So they offered them a buttload of money for that, and everybody was like super into doing that, and they got super pumped about that, and they knew having that it's a disadvantage knowing your show's coming to an end because while you're doing this, you're looking for the next damn job. And they got it, and they're like, oh fuck yeah, we got to come in hard with this. We got to make it fucking dope. We got to make it amazing. So everybody got pumped about that, and it kind of overlapped with the writing. So they busted out Game of Thrones ending super quick, and then they jumped into the Star Trek right away. So it realistically was rushed.
You could tell they stopped giving a shit for a while. They're like, they were having Starbucks cups and water cups up in the shows.
Also
fix it in post.
Yeah, it wasn't a Starbucks cup. It was a regular coffee cup, and I hate the fucking. There's a cup from Crafty.
Starbucks got all the glory for it.
That's it.
They got it all.
I think they jumped on that like it's Starbucks. Here's the things that I loved about. There's a big spoiler coming out, so.
Oh no! If you haven't watched it,
you haven't watched it. So with the ending, I fucking hated. The one thing I hated most about the whole ending was how Jamie and the Queen.
I needed satisfaction on those goddamn C words.
Nobody got it.
All right, actually, Jamie's cool. I needed satisfaction on watching Cersei die horrifically. I wanted to watch her be beheaded in front of a million people.
That's the reason.
We just get. Yeah, it sucked. Give me a payoff. Let me like.
Not only did that suck, like, first of all, you want to see those are the people, at least Cersei, you wanted to see the most brutal death out of almost just as much as you wanted to see what's his face go, the son of hers, what's his
Joffrey
name?
Oh yeah,
Joffrey, thank you, King Joffrey.
Joffrey's death was intense.
Great.
Fuck.
The purple wedding, man, that was awesome.
Purple wedding. But you wanted to see the same thing here, and then you get to it, you don't even get to see them die.
It doesn't even have a payoff, dude. It doesn't even have a payoff. There's zero satisfaction from their death. And that's what pissed me off most. Because like when I saw it happen where they were like kind of panning into the shot and you can assume what happened before they show like the unraveling of the rocks, you're like, no, come on.
No, you're right. And
that was my scene where Tyrion found him, though. That was some fucked up shit, bro. He came, he took the rocks off. He saw his brother and sister dead, dude. Like, that was jacked up for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was good. I think I would have rather seen the brutal death than saw his. Like, it was an emotional part.
She exploded an entire city, and I just have to watch her get uncovered from rocks. She
won, bro. She won the Game of Thrones, dude. She said she was gonna win that shit, even in the first season, dude. I have to tip my hat to Cersei, dog. She killed that fucking part, bro. Just like the kid who played Joffrey, dude. Like he'll probably never.
Good.
I don't think he'll ever get another job as anything else. I don't know. I feel like he's kind of fucked himself on that. But
he's got the luck of being young.
You know when people hate you, you did your job, and I hated Joffrey. So. Fucking salute to that dude, man, for real.
Absolutely. I think like another whole thing like that I wasn't crazy about, but the story with Jon Snow and Khaleesi
being free. Oh, yeah, okay, that part.
No, the ending with them. You know what I mean? Just her destroying the city and them coming together. And should I just give the? Yeah, we've already spoiled.
If you
haven't seen it by now, fuck
you. Yeah,
with Jon Snow like getting that dagger and the kiss, I thought was a perfect piece of the ending. Like I love that story. It's like, what the fuck did you expect? That was gonna happen, and you kind of. I mean, sure, you saw it coming. I think they did it in a pretty golden way. I was very satisfied with that storyline ending.
Yeah. Now, what I don't like is there's a lot of outrage of, Khaleesi, her character arc wouldn't have done this. No, she's fucking nuts. She absolutely
she was fucking.
That was her destiny, bro.
Yeah,
that was
dude.
her destiny.
She fucking ate the heart and then fucked Drago like a fucking mad woman.
Yeah,
you knew she has that psycho bone in the back of her.
Oh
She's
yeah,
like, you know what? I like getting raped and shit. Like I'm going to be the queen, and this is how I'm going to take it. You keep doing this, but I'm going to defeat you, and that's just how it's going to go. Pour the gold over my brother's head. I don't give a fuck about him.
Dude, yeah. I mean, all of her level ups came from deaths, man. You know what I'm saying? Like she had to take motherfuckers out here, then there, then she had to get her dragons back, and then she got them from that dude, and then she fucking killed him. She left the other dude in the safe. Like, dude, it was just she was killing motherfuckers left and right. I get it. I get what people were like, oh no, she's a strong woman, blah blah blah. People forgot about all the death that came from her hands, you know what I mean? Or her dragons, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she didn't kill nobody, it was the dragons. Them's your sons. Them's your son. Them's your sons.
You're right. They were more concentrated on the freeing of the slaves, but they didn't remember how many fucking people she murdered to get all these slaves free.
You gave that Dracarys. You gave that Dracarys.
Yeah, she said it like there was a time she said it almost every episode and just demolished whole towns. Like she is a city.
Did you ever notice the part where she started saying it like all like in her native tongue, and then eventually she just stopped giving a fuck, started saying it in English? She was like Dracarys. Then all of a sudden it was all Dracarys. Like that. Did you guys notice that? That part was like, come on. Stay in character, Khaleesi, please. Stay in character.
That's so good. All right, so let's move on to another show. There was another one that was a big talk and the biggest wins. That's exactly where I'm going to. You know it. Yeah. And
wait, I have to give my Ace von Smithstein.
Oh yeah.
My ranking.
Riley, your ranking for Game of Thrones. Ready? Go.
1 for getting Sarah Marshall, Vanessa Hudgens. On to Fleabag.
I've loved that. So I'm gonna say
I oddly understand that.
Yeah. I'd say it's a pretty. It's an amazing movie, but it's not award-winning series, but it will get the numbers. You know,
it's watchable.
It's just straight and multiple times watchable. So I'll agree with that. So let's move on to Fleabag.
Kaz, you've been listening to too much Plunge to be able to recognize that immediately.
Hey. You know what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, Fleabag was dope. I thought Fleabag was really cool. Since you had mentioned it, I watched it, and I shit you not, I probably killed both seasons in like a day and a half, like of doing different work and shit. So I killed that shit. It was good. It was funny, man. It was funny. Dude, I saw the priest was on. I started watching Black Mirror today, and the priest was on Black Mirror. He was the dude that had the dude in the car. He wanted to talk to what's his name? Toby Maguire and shit. Yeah. Nah, it was like the first season, I think.
No, that's the newest season. That one.
Is it really? Okay, I just pressed play on
it with Eric Foreman.
There you go. Yeah, with Foreman. Yeah. That was. But Fleabag was funny as shit, man. Like just the premise of it, dude. Like I've never seen that to like where it's like somebody just like they look at the camera and then they say what they need to say. You know what I'm saying? And then they just go on to this shit. That was great.
It was House of Cards used to break the third or the fourth wall, and that was a big. That's like in the rules of filmmaking and TV, they say never break the fourth wall because it doesn't work. And now shows are, I mean, now the biggest controversial, like pushiest thing to do is to break the rules. So if you can break the rules and do it well,
they're all what the fuck that also.
No, that's the thing. The best things, the things that are winning all the awards now in Oscars and everything, are the ones that break the rules. The ones that have like the one, like that's what I'm saying. You have to have all these different shots between scenes, but then you have what's it like Birdman, where you have one continuous shot throughout the entire thing, and then they win all the fucking Oscars. That's what I'm saying.
That was a great movie. I like that.
You're not supposed to do that, but if you do it well, holy shit, is it good? So Fleabag is also one of those shows, and I'm not into a lot of BBC type shows, so I was skeptical going in, but I was like, I never heard of this show before, Fleabag, and I was talking on set, and my boss who I was talking to was like, oh, you gotta watch Fleabag, like so good, it's so funny, it's amazing. And then like the assistant director overheard us talking, he was like, oh, have you guys talking about Fleabag is the shit.
Right.
Like the actor jumps in, it's like, oh, let's talk about Fleabag. I was like, okay, I guess I gotta watch this fucking show. And I was going through a lot of the shows getting prepared for this. And I mean, there were a lot of shows like Posse or like What This Is Us and all these like Faux Savers. And I was watching them and they were so fucking boring. Sure, they may be artistic.
I couldn't get into a couple of ones that were on the list and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
Fleabag was definitely funny as shit, man. That was a good one. I gotta
No,
get my lady. We're gonna watch it over again with my
Yeah.
lady because she hasn't seen it at all.
Yeah, most of the shows I would start watching, and Jackie, my wife, would just get up and walk away. She'd be like, "I'm not into this." But Fleabag was one that after the first scene opens up with her just like,
Right?
yeah, but then I'm in bed, and it's like, he aimed for my butthole, but fuck it, I'm drunk. I'll let him go in.
Right.
She goes in and
Nice,
there's talk
nice.
afterwards. Yeah, and then afterwards,
You
in a
have
sense,
my
she's like,
attention.
yeah, exactly. And then at the end, like the guy she's having the one night stand, like says something. He's like, "I've never done that before. It's never actually gone in. It's never been crazy." And she gets up and she does one of those breaking the fourth walls, and she's like, "I couldn't get it out of my head." She looks to the camera and just goes, "Do I have a big butthole?"
I think she said arse. Do I have a big arse hole?
Do I have a big arsehole?
Do I have a big arse hole?
Yeah, dude. But that show was so good. So with that first scene, they hooked me, and everything that went on, just like the story about it, like she unbeknownst to her best friend fucked her best friend's boyfriend, and her friend got like super pissed off and like was in a business partnership with her, and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna get back at him by getting injured and like jumping in the bike lane and going to the hospital.
Right?
And
Wrong.
yeah, so she jumped into the bike lane and got thrown into the actual car lane and got hit by a car and got
She got
killed.
curb lammed
Because she was-
for real, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a whole thing going through where
It took a while to get to the part about what it was that, you know, why she was feeling so guilty, which was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I like when they have like that kind of a build up. You're like, what? Why does she keep flashing back? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with the damn guinea pig? Okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, but it was good. It was,
And
it
then
was
this
definitely
season
good.
was this past season that was nominated for everything was so good. And this is why I caught attention, because the biggest one, which Kaz has been freaking out, is she tries to fuck a priest for like the whole season. Like it starts out with her like getting friendly with a priest and they start hanging out and like getting super close. You're like, oh yeah, she's gonna fuck this priest. There's no celibate that goes on. So it keeps you in with that. And you're like, oh, is she gonna fuck the priest? Is she gonna? I don't know. She's like, she's getting in.
He's gonna break down, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
So Fleabag was nominated for 11 Emmys. That's including the creative arts. Yeah, everything.
I see Brett Gelman's in this. I'm already interested.
Oh yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
I just looked it up quickly on Google, and that's just all I see. I'm ready to roll now because it has Brett Gelman.
Oh my god, dude. He fucking makes the show. Like he tries to blackmail her a bunch of times because he tries to like make out with her in the thing, and he's, I believe, his sister's husband in it. And he's just super fucking creepy the whole time. But man, he kills it in that. Anyways, they won 6 Emmys. So they were some of the biggest talk of the Emmy nights, because they kind of came in and destroyed a little bit. So they did really, really well.
I have a couple of questions of shows. I'm now curious if they got nominated via Brett.
Yeah. Shoot away.
The Boys.
The Boys, I believe, did not come out with enough time to make the Emmy circuit this season.
So are they eligible now for next year's Emmys?
Yeah.
At that point, they probably have 2 seasons. Does having 2 seasons help them at that point, or does it not matter?
It's just when they release it. So
okay.
Like if they just came, when did they release? Like a couple months ago or something like that?
Yeah, probably.
Like it's a super new show.
Yeah.
So they didn't meet the threshold for
6 months ago,
submitting.
probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which another show that probably would be thrown in that cat. What would you categorize The Boys as?
It's got to be some sort of dark
comedy.
Yeah,
dark comedy.
Like a dramedy, I guess, with superheroes. Like
this is true.
Maybe. So let's talk about the show that did win most of those categories.
Oh wait, Stranger Things. Is Stranger Things hit that circuit? Are they a nominated type show?
They are definitely a nominated type show. I believe they weren't either. You know what? I'm going to look that up real quick. But I believe they didn't make the Emmy circuit either.
Okay.
Maybe they were past that point too. Yeah, they were probably past the cutoff point there.
Yeah, and that's why you see a lot of like big shows, because I was like going through a list earlier and I was like, okay, who won all the creative Emmys? I saw all the Westworld ones and I was just like, oh fuck, Westworld. Shit, they're on all these, and then I just realized that they didn't make this Emmy circuit either. It was for last series circuit. So most of those later shows that just came out super recently,
Yeah.
they won't make the circuit, but you will probably see them next season, where you've forgotten either a lot of them or they've brought back the new ones, you know.
Mhm.
But with that category, a show that I do want to talk about a little bit that probably would have been in that. Yeah, I'm looking at The Boys right now. They're not on any circuit yet. So next season you'll see a lot of those. But the other one that did win all those categories, that was a pretty big threshold. Barry won.
Barry,
Yeah.
Buddy, it's Buddy.
Betty.
Love
Actually,
Barry.
that dude got nominated. I think he like what'd you say?
Bill Hader, man.
Yeah,
Such a good dude.
The guy with no brows got nominated.
Yeah.
No shit. He deserves like an you know, what do they call that one when he's the fucking homie on the side, the sidekick award?
Oh yeah, that's supporting.
40. There you go.
That's supporting actor.
Is that what
see,
he was
they-
nominated for? Is that what he got
Yes.
nomination for? Nice.
Yeah, he got
Did
a
he
nomination for. I'm about to see that right now. They
Oh no, that
won-
was Tyrion, right? That was Tyrion. He won Best Supporting Actor, right?
He did. Well, I think that's a different category though, because
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering if he was going up against Tyrion or not.
no, because this one would have been best. No, he did not win it. Okay, so it would have been best supporting actor in a comedy series. And he did not win that. The ones that Barry did win was best performance. Oh wait a minute. Yeah, best lead actor in a comedy series. Bill Hader took that.
Nice.
They also won outstanding sound mixing and
Oh,
outstanding sound
yeah.
editing.
Good job, sound mixing and editing.
right,
Good
yeah.
job.
So shout out to them. But yeah, they got nominated for holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Wow.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They got nominated for 16 Emmys.
Damn,
Fuck
that's
yeah.
good.
I'm
a
surprised
good-
as far as the comedy genre goes,
Yeah.
though, I'm kind of surprised that they. Oh, you know why?
Tell me why, Mikey T from Failing
Fleabag,
Hollywood.
man. Fleabag. If Fleabag was not there, Barry would have won. Fleabag came in and fucking wiped house, dude, and took almost everything that Barry was nominated for.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Barry,
Shout out to Fleabag.
official.
How
The
about you?
official. Ace Von Smithstein ranking our first holes ranking of the night
Yeah.
for Barry.
For Barry. I think that's a thumbs up for that one. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the highest.
Yeah.
That's
the
definitely the
highest
highest
degree.
the plunge can go.
Why
Yeah,
win
that's
an
right,
Emmy
that's
when you
right,
win
yeah,
a
my
whole
bad. I had that
nominee?
backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had those backwards. My bad.
Uh,
Because
Kaz-
Holmes needs
I just committed blasphemy. I'm sorry.
Mike, give me a shitty show so I can show Kaz the bottom of the scale.
Well, I'll give one that. Wait, I'll give you one. I'll give you one
Island.
after this. I want to finish talking about Barry because Barry is like such
Yes.
an amazing
Yes,
fucking
go
show.
for it. Send it.
Did
Great
you watch
show.
Barry, Riley?
No.
No, yes, I was like, watch Barry. Watch Barry first.
So let me tell you what I did. You gave me a big list of shows, said watch a
Yeah.
couple episodes of all of these. Instead, what I did was I accidentally got hooked on The Ranch on Netflix with Ashton Kutcher
God.
and Sam Elliott.
Fuck?
And let me tell you,
Oh, wow.
I've watched like 4 seasons in 2 days. I still don't think it's very good, but I can't stop watching, and I don't know why.
Fucking multi-cam.
Dude, you got a Kelso crush or something.
Yeah,
No,
he's
Sam
definitely
Elliott's
cool.
deep voice is keeping me in.
He's what's going on, mijo? Fucking loved him in Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Barry is like, it's like I would consider it like similar to a Dexter type series mixed with a really funny fucking comedy series that you don't mixed with Lonely Island or whatever like that.
It's really well written.
It's extremely well written, which is all
Yeah.
also later and everything like
Yeah. Yeah.
that.
It's suspenseful, but not like heart attack suspenseful. It's good, you know? I like
Yeah.
that shit.
It's so good, and they can go. So the other you know who should have won actually was Henry Winkler for supporting actor too. He was nominated.
The
You don't like
Fonz.
Henry Winkler? Or is that-
Oh, I love the Fonz, bro. Come on, man. Yeah, definitely.
Hey. Yeah.
He's a hey.
Hey. All right, Riley.
Fucking hey.
Riley.
Hey, what's up?
How would you rate Queer Eye?
Ugh.
I thought you were setting me up for something to give my lowest rating, and then you almost set me up for internet drama.
Oh no, I didn't go with internet drama.
I give this one for getting Sarah Marshall, Russell Brand.
Okay. I'll
Cass knows.
I get you. I haven't seen it.
You haven't
so,
seen
yeah.
it? Okay. Did you
No.
ever used to watch those like extreme home makeovers back in the day?
Yeah, no, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. And
Remember when they came?
away? Didn't it go away for a while and then it came back, right?
Yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
everybody. I'm Ty Pennington. I'm the most famous person in the
Right.
world for some reason
Yeah.
right now, and I'm gonna rebuild this house on ABC.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the new ones. I've seen some of the old ones, but I haven't seen it since it came back.
Well, they won everything they were nominated for, which is 4 Emmys. So they won outstanding structured reality program,
Oh my God.
directing an outstanding structured reality program,
Fuck.
casting an outstanding structured reality program, and just picture
Yeah.
editing. So
Yeah.
they won a lot. And
Can I say something
yeah,
real quick
please.
before we
Do it, man.
continue? It's a little sad to really see this reality taking over the Emmys,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
because reality TV shouldn't be part of any nominations.
They
at
should have
all.
their own award show.
Well, not even, man. I mean,
I think so.
reality TV, it's just garbage, honestly. I mean,
Uh,
whatever the content it is. I'm sorry. I'm
Nick,
being
have you seen The Jersey Shore? That is a masterpiece.
Riley, what rating would you give the Jersey Shore?
Oh, let me tell you, Mikey, this receives 1 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Augustus Gloop. Augustus Gloop, so big
I have
and
to
vile.
disagree with
One
that.
Johnny
into the
Depp.
pile.
One Johnny Depp with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Well, that high rating for any reality TV, I disagree. With
I don't
that.
think that's a high rating right there.
Oh.
Well, no,
Well, I
some,
like the chocolate pack.
With
That's-
Johnny
yeah.
no, so some reality TV shows, like let's say Bar Rescue, they get a Charlie
Yeah.
Bucket. They get a Charlie Bucket from
Okay,
Charlie.
so
Because
that's
Charlie
it.
from
Okay,
Charlie-
so I didn't know that was
Tears.
low. I didn't know that was low because I like that movie.
Oh no, Augustus Gloop, he went first. You know, he's got to
Okay,
go.
okay.
Augustus Goopy's got to
Gotcha.
go. Well, would you consider documentary? That would be its own Emmy then, right?
That's its
That-
own
you're
category, I
with
feel
that,
like, right?
You're with
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's still reality in a way. It's just
But
documentary.
it's different though because it's got a format.
That's
it's
true.
documents. Yeah.
I loved Queer
Yeah.
Eye just because the name kind of put me off for a bit, but then when I started watching, I was like, okay, this show's fucking awesome. I can
Right.
watch every single episode of this series, like going through. It fucking kills it, and it brings you to tears and stuff, which gets super emotional, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Where I'm more likely to watch that show than to say like This Is Us, or like, oh, get ready though. Emotionally, it's kind of a downer. It's like, well, I don't want to watch that fucking show then.
Dude, This Is Us is fucked up, man.
Right? They
That's
got
Oh
what
no,
it
I'm
is.
sorry.
That's
I'm sorry.
what
I'm sorry. I got it backwards. I'm talking about When They See Us. Did you guys see that one?
That's the one about the Central
The
Park.
Central
Five?
Park, yeah, the Central Park
Yes.
shit. Yeah, dude.
I watched
one's
that whole
fucked
thing.
up, bro.
And that was a downer too, but it did hook me. I'll
Mm.
give it to that. And they got nominated for a bunch. They won a handful also. I believe
Okay.
Best Actor won for that and
Nice.
everything. It ended up doing real. Yeah, When They See Us is the exact one. So outstanding lead actor in a limited series or movie. Jarrell Jerome is the name. He was one of
Okay.
the lead actors.
He sounds
Don't build
handsome.
it up.
I don't know what he looks like, but I bet he's hot.
Right?
You did a great
Jarrell
job.
Jerome.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Yeah, dude. They all did. They all did such a good job, man. And they killed it. They won a few, so they were going. But let's get back to real quick. This one is the documentarian one. So this was all technical Emmys. It was the Creative Arts Emmys. So you didn't get to see any of the big one. But this one's near and dear to my heart. And I know a lot of you won't be able to talk back on me with this one, but the movie Free Solo. Which is the rock climbing movie where the guy climbs 3,000 feet in Yosemite with no ropes.
I got this one.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that one.
Go ahead, Riley.
I give this one
give us
Charlie
a-
and the Chocolate Factory, Alex Honnold, because this seems like
Oh, come on.
it seems like he could. It seems like he'd have a funny death in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He'd be climbing a chocolate mountain or something and would fall off, and that I'm here for. So he's his own
Because-
character in a hypothetical Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie.
So you just pulled out a movie in the jar real quick
There you
where you
go.
just changed the entire story where you're like, let's put him on a chocolate mountain. That's
Okay, you know what? Even better.
Slip.
One holes, he climbed the Big Thumb Mountain. Bam!
Yeah, he climbed the most impressive wall in the world with no ropes and did it. And they document. Okay, let's just break it
pretty
down.
amazing.
This is amazing, and the guy definitely has like Asperger's or something like that. He's not social at all.
We met him.
Asperger's.
We met him out in Yosemite, like at your bachelor party, Mikey.
Yeah, we did very briefly. It was before he was big, but now people are slapping on it because it's made a whole climbing movement. Like hipsters want to climb now, so everybody is crowding into these climbing gyms. But they were nominated.
Hopefully they're not falling.
I got to I got to see a special showing of this movie in IMAX theater here with the Q&A from the director and the creator afterwards, which is super cool because he won a handful of Emmys. They were nominated for 7 Emmys in fucking Clean House, man. They won 7 Emmys. They won every single one of them. So they think of rock. Like I'm in here and I can't fucking win an Emmy. Here's the guy rock climbing. And he's winning Emmys.
Mikey, this guy's better than you at your job and the thing you want to do.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like I do both of these and still can't win a damn award.
But you know what? He's literally climbing his way to the top. You know, like
Quite
that's pretty
literally.
much, literally, bro.
Yeah,
Can't hate his hustle. You can't hate his hustle.
You can't hate his hustle, and I don't hate it at all. It was an extremely well shot thing, and I love being there for the Q&As because I could break down a little bit. You have to think, how the hell do you document and film on a 3,000-foot sheer face cliff? And they drop down on ropes, thousands of feet, and mount cameras hanging out, and they drop down ladders, like 20-step ladders, and climb out on them and like have them hanging on ropes, like at an angle kind of like that against the mountain, and they climb out to the end so they can get the perfect shot.
Amazing.
And they were operating
Was it too windy for drones and shit up there?
No, they did fly a couple drones.
They did some
but it
drone
became
work.
We have to think 3,000 feet's almost like it's almost 3/4 of a mile. So they're flying out. It's going to go out of range at some point and stuff like that.
Right.
So they dropped people to like sit and wait for him because he did it in 4 hours, I believe. So they had people sit, and there was a couple spots that were the most dicey that if he was like, oh, if I fall to my death, this is where I'm going to fall. So I don't want anybody here watching me because it's going to be pressure. So they just set up like a camera just to have that was motion triggered and would turn on as he started coming through, and he would do the whole thing.
Okay.
A cocky little smirk after he passed it as it walked through.
He's all.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I
they also
gotta watch this. I haven't seen
it's
it.
so good. I think it's on it's either Amazon or Hulu. It's on one of them.
Fuck yeah, watch it, dude.
Yeah, but they
very
were
awesome.
also showing like the guys stressed out in the valley down below, like with the giant telescope shooting up. It was pretty cool. So I wanted to make sure we got that in real quick. Riley, is there any other shows from this list that you have seen before I move on?
I've seen The Simpsons.
Simpsons. Were they on the list?
They were. They won.
They always
How
win, dude.
are they
Always win, huh?
still winning?
Always.
It's because they have time travelers, Riley. They have time travelers.
Yes,
They know what they're
Yes.
doing.
They started
what
in
they're doing.
86.
Well,
86, Kaz.
Right?
Okay,
That's like 35
got it.
years.
I thought it was 89. Can you?
It's
can you
86.
confirm
It's 80.
It
I know
was
for a fact
86?
it's 86. Yes.
Seriously?
They have
You
made
have
a
a full
flux
job right
capacitor and they know how to use it.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Is that right?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna
86?
confirm you right here.
Yeah.
No,
you know
it's
what, that's-
89. You're right. No, I was right. It
89.
was 89.
Wait,
Yeah.
Did The Simpsons start in 89 or were they on
Yeah.
the was it the Tracy Ullman show starting in
Tracy Ullman
86?
show definitely started before that. The
Right.
Simpsons as a show
As
started.
a show.
Yeah.
Okay, The
Exactly.
Simpsons started on the Tracy Ullman show in 1986. So we're
Well,
good.
if you
sure.
really want to get technical, they started on a magazine, no? Or like
don't
on
think
a
so.
newspaper, no?
I don't think so.
I think
Maybe.
I was making
Okay.
a Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Mortimer.
I may be wrong on
Yeah.
that. I'm a little high.
Mortimer
They were
Mouse.
they were nominated for 2. They won one. They won outstanding animated program. And I remember talking to Riley a little bit earlier, and he's like, "Yeah, Bob's Burgers got snubbed." It's like it's kind of fucked up right here. So I don't know. Honestly, as a show, I'm sure it's good, but like they lost me years ago. I used to watch
I
them.
haven't watched. That's in our household. That was every night at 7:00.
Yeah.
We watched Malcolm in the Middle on Fox, and then we watched The Simpsons at 7:30 every night. That was just a thing in our house. So like I remember, I've probably seen every episode of The Simpsons. Part of the last like 10 years is episode releases, but like that was just a thing. Like I love The Simpsons, but it's got to be lost now. So with that,
you outgrow him.
Out of love for my snub, I am giving that we are reaching out of the bounds of the Ace Von Smithstein ranking system. It is getting one. Okay, hear me out. It is getting one Bob's Burger recipe. This is getting one the cauliflower's cumin from inside the house burger rating. Okay.
Yeah.
Out of respect for the snub, Bob's Burgers was snubbed, and I will not have it. On to the next topic.
Bob's
Burgers got snubbed. Yeah. Okay, not on to the next topic. I have more to say on this. Okay, here's the problem I have with The Simpsons going forward. Yes, they've stayed consistent. They've stepped good, but they haven't stayed relevant, which is the big problem. That's the reason why I continue to watch new South Park episodes, is because they're extremely relevant.
I agree on that. Yeah.
Thank you. They also, you know what? Family Guy has also lost me because they tried doing shows like Cleveland's show, and then for some reason he went and did that Star Trek wannabe show, which I was
American Dad.
Yeah,
American Dad was good.
I fuck with American Dad.
Yeah, but it's the same creator, though. I mean, he's got his head around so many shit that.
What's the space show that he does now?
It's the Orville.
The Orville. The Orville. I'm sorry. Dude, that was funny too. I fuck with the Orville.
It's a good show.
I just fuck with Seth MacFarlane like a motherfucker, dude. A Million Ways to Die in the West, dude. I fucking love that movie.
Okay,
dude.
I can't do either of those movies, and here's why: is because I don't like the cutaways in live action. The cutaways don't fucking work. When he's like, "Oh yeah, that reminds me of the time where there was a bunch of dancing goats on a fucking cliff." They start doing it like the whole
Bring in the dancing lobsters.
I don't like it. Like that's what I said with like the Orville or whatever. It was like it's so weird to me. It's too far out to where.
No, but his jokes are good. The jokes hit.
It's cheesy Star Trek. It's literally cheesy Star Trek. It's funny. It's good for a couple yucks. You know what I'm saying?
For a couple. Okay, I'll give you that one.
You're not watching any Seth MacFarlane show for intellectual stimulation. Okay.
I want to laugh, Seth. Make me laugh.
I'll give you that one.
That's it.
Are we on the chat? I think we're still a private chat open. Is there people?
No, so you guys can only see private chat. I'm throwing up. Okay, that's the YouTube.
Yeah, what the
chat.
fuck? I used to be able. I saw Bobby and Joe B in there, but now I can only see private.
Yeah, I just see private too. But that's I can see. There we go. There's Bobby. Yeah. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Joe B. How you guys doing? I could just see the real time recent one come up, so that's good.
So that's me. I'm throwing those up for you guys.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, keep those going.
Oh, gee. Why don't you put the shit back up the way it was?
I can't do that. I can only control this one.
It's all right. Really? I like the most recent. That's okay.
It was weird how it's gone now. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay, we can move on from The Simpsons. I'll give you that. You gave your rating. What was your rating for The Simpsons again?
It was one. There's a zombie and he's cumin inside. Burger from the Bob's Burgers cookbook.
Okay, fair enough. Did we already mention all three shows that you have seen before?
No, I have not seen Glow. I have seen Glow.
Right. Oh shit. We haven't talked about Glow yet. Okay. We can talk about Glow real fast. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Shout out to you, bro. Good job.
The most relieving shit ever was when you told me they're coming back for a fourth season, because I was pissed off at the end of season 3 knowing it was probably done from you.
Yeah.
Because you were under the impression it was done. So I was under the impression it was done. So when I saw the ending of season 3, I was texting you about it. I was like, I'm pissed off. I don't like this one bit because it's a cliffhanger, but it's not. But I'm like,
It's you don't know it's coming back.
Yeah.
I just took that as I got pissed off because of you, and I figured it came out as, oh, Mykie worked on this season, so that must be why it ended, because he just fucked it up for everybody else.
No
He
way.
came in and fucking butchered it. Okay, let's talk about the breakdown of Glow real quick.
I
So
fucking loved Glow season 3. I loved the environments. I
Bravo.
loved
Great
the
season.
sets. I
Bravo.
love all the poker shit. I love the
Bravo.
storylines of it. The shit
Bravo.
with fucking Wolf Girl was dope. There was a couple episodes. There was a span of 2 episodes where I've only ever had this happen when I watched. There was one episode of Master of None that I did this live time
man, yeah.
where
Very true.
I think it was the Master of None Thanksgiving episode in the end of season 1 or maybe 2. I looked up real time because I was like, I bet this got a 10 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever the IMDb score is. And there was a 2-episode span in Glow that gave me the same feeling. It was, I think, whichever one Allison Brie directed, and then the one before it. It was a 2-episode span.
Yeah.
She did the Christmas one.
Yeah, she did.
And then it was the camping one into the Christmas one, I think.
I think there
was
was
the
one right
camping
after
one.
the camping one.
It was the camping one, and then the one before the camping one. I think I had that same feeling where I wanted to look up the IMDb score as I watched because I was like, I bet this got like 10 out of 10 perfect like scores.
Dude, the one Allison Brie directed, first of all, was absolutely incredible, and I love it when first time they don't let actors direct a lot of the time because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But she's been in the industry so long, she's never directed. But she's been on the show and she kind of knows what she wants with the show. She knows her character and she knows the other characters. So I love it when those types of actors get put in the directing seat because she knows what she wants. We're not there all fucking day and all night because they do a couple takes and they're like, all right, we're fucking good. Like, we got it. And even the ones that they're in, they'll do it. And they don't have to see a playback. They don't have to do that. They just know. They're like, that felt good to me. And that's it. So that one was great. The camping one, I am so happy to talk about real quick.
Yeah, man, let's hear it.
That's right in my fucking wheelhouse. I read the script for that one, and this is like a few weeks before we were going to shoot it. And I went up to our prop master, and I was just like, this one is me. Like, I am running the fucking set for this one. This one is so in my wheelhouse. This is like, I've camped in the Red Rocks a couple times. I've done this all. Like, I know how it goes, and I
once
want
with
to be
me.
able to do this.
Weird flex.
Yeah. So we went out and do a place called Vasquez Rocks, which is actually about 5 minutes down the road from where I live. So it's right down the road from here and next to this beautiful rock structure. And we did it. It was all hiking, and it was like tents failing, which we got to like build and make it so like a little string pulled, and it's like such a cool little thing we got to do. And it had everything that I loved. It had all sitting in a circle around the fire, smoking bowls. It had talk about Cambodia, maybe not in the brightest sense, but it still had some travel speak in there, and it had some tent failing. It had deep hikes. We had a fucking wolf on set for a whole day. Yeah, dude. What's like Wolf Girl? She comes on. I don't know why I'm butchering the name. I work on the fucking show.
I'm allowed to say Wolf Girl. You're not.
Yeah, I know. Well, somebody is gonna listen to this from that show. I know that for a fact. So that they brought a full blown wolf, and they're like, "Oh, does anybody want to go and pet it?" And I was like, "No."
Was it tamed?
I guess, but when it was like in the scene, they're like, okay, everybody, just so you know, we're going to let the wolf off leash and it's going to go into the scene and we're going to train it. But nobody make any sudden sounds, any sudden movements. Don't do any work and move around. You got to stay completely still, because if it gets startled, that's when it gets crazy and starts attacking. We're like, okay, goddamn.
Wow.
That's not reassuring at all.
Was it a close set?
No, it was, everybody's allowed on set.
Wow.
You have and it was windy too. Wow. So they have if you don't know, the grips are setting up with these giant fucking 20-foot on stands, diffusion and bounces that are on the clothes, and the wind out there is so intense. So they have people on
and they make sound
and they're winding around, and we're like, oh shit. I hope this wolf doesn't attack the damn thing.
Yeah, there you go.
But
behind the
I
scenes.
have my rating ready.
Okay.
Go for
let's
it.
no, not yet.
No.
Let's go through. So they were nominated for 5 Emmys this season. They were nominated for stunt coordination, which we talk about. That's the one Emmy they won. They won 1 Emmy for stunt coordination, and it's her second Emmy that she's won. She won last season for stunt
Awesome.
coordination also, and it was the first.
That's the stunt coordinator one. Like,
Yeah, shout out to Shauna Diggins. She's fucking a sweetheart.
Good
Oh,
job.
that's,
so good at what she does.
Good
that's
job.
Miss America or whatever. Liberty Bell, right?
No,
No.
she's a stunt coordinator. Betty Gilpin is who you're thinking of.
Okay.
She was nominated too, but Shauna Diggins is actually the first stunt coordinator ever to win an Emmy, and she's a female stunt coordinator, which made it even
That's
bigger.
awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. But she's good at what she does. She coordinated all the fights, and she did all that stuff. Like, nobody deserves it more than her. They were also nominated for Betty Gilpin, like we were just talking about, Debbie Egan on the show.
Liberty Bell.
Liberty Bell.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. There you go. You got it right this time.
Yeah. She was nominated but did not win.
Damn.
Also, they were nominated for costumes, they were nominated for makeup, and they were nominated for hairstyling. And I think they won all those last season. They came up short.
Are you telling me
I heard that.
you telling me the big fortune cookie didn't win? Come on.
Yeah.
All right. That other one that's on Amazon. What is it, like the Marvelous Mrs. May or some shit like that?
Maisel.
Yeah, that one.
Something like that. That one won the one for like best I think like makeup and shit like that too, I think, right?
Dude, when I was on Westworld last season, all the people went in to like for their nominations for that, and Maisel cleaned house, and everybody came in the next day and was like, "What the fuck is this Maisel show? Like, this is not like they snubbed us in almost every category." Which,
Damn.
yeah, which they did the same for fucking Glow this season, which is crazy. I haven't seen the show because I don't know. Jackie's seen
That's
the whole thing.
marketing, dude.
Yeah, Jackie's seen the show and she's like, "Oh, like you can watch."
I haven't either, yeah, but I heard it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm a big fan of like period style, like time periods and shit like that, where they take it back and it's all old school and you see the old ass little cars with the
Are you a Peaky Blinders?
You know what
guy?
I'm talking about, right, bro?
Absolutely.
Guys, are you a Peaky Blinders guy?
Yeah,
I haven't started that yet. I haven't started Peaky Blinders.
All right, so if you're an old timepiece kind of guy, you're gonna like Peaky Blinders a lot.
I heard that one's good. Yeah, my homegirl recommended me that one to me. She said it's really good. She's like, next thing you got to watch is that. So I think
You're gonna want to smoke cigarettes and go join a 50s style mob, but
okay, like Mad Men.
no, Mad Men does make you want to smoke cigarettes, but
and drink on the job.
Right, dude. Honestly, I've been watching The Ranch so much lately. All they do in that show is drink whiskey, and now all I want to do is drink whiskey. Here I am drinking whiskey.
What is it, Joe? Except for the ladies that sucked that D, like I think there was a lot of dick sucking in Glow, wasn't there?
Whoa.
Hey, listen.
A little bit. That was
I mean, there was some eating pussy. I don't know how much. There was.
There could have been more.
That's true. You saw, I mean, I think you saw a lot. I mean, Debbie Egan or whatever, you saw her tits a ton in this season.
Sure. Are those her actual tits?
Yes,
I'm sure
absolutely. They're all full nude. Yeah. Even Allison Brie, that was all real. That was a closed set, so I didn't get to see them until there was actually. I don't ever get to see any of the real nudity stuff until I watch it back. So in real time, they kick us all out of the set. We're not allowed to be there for
Close
it.
set.
Yeah, they close the set, and then if we need to go in and do resets, they like cover up and they cover them up in between takes, and we run back. I get to see naked people all the time on like Westworld and stuff because they just are not giving a fuck anymore because there's so much. And if you close the set every nudity scene in Westworld, then you wouldn't be able to be on.
You guys
set.
watch Euphoria?
I do not.
No. You didn't see Euphoria? There's mad fucking nude shit going on in Euphoria.
Yeah.
That's a good ass show, bro. You got to check that one out. That one's really good. It's the type of shit like if I was a parent and I had a kid in high school, I would not let them watch that show. There is way too much game on this show. Bad game and good game, but just I would not want them watching that shit. You got to check it out. It's really good.
I'll check it out.
Zendaya fucking killed that shit.
Riley, before we move on, let's give us our rating for this past season of Glow.
Yes, Ace Von Smithstein's rating of Glow.
Ace Von Smithstein, yes.
Yes, is this one's for specialty for Glow. It's the free to brie you and me burger from the Bob's Burgers cookbook. In honor of
Okay,
Allison
he's
Brie.
pulling out ones from left field. Now he brings out the Bob's Burgers cookbook with a special rating for Glow.
Yes. So the free to
Not
breed
a
you and me
Fucking
burger.
hairy ass chest, dude.
I've been hiding it with a tie. It's
Fuck
time.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Teen
yeah,
Wolf
Teen-
like a motherfucker.
The tie has come off. We're about to get serious. Okay. Our DP, for those of you that don't know, DP
Double
stands for-
penetration.
Yeah, it's double penetration, but it also stands for director of photography, which also stands for cinematographer. For those people who don't know at home, so cinematography. Our cinematographer on Glow did not win for Glow, but he did win an Emmy for a different show that won a ton of Emmys and was nominated for, I believe, it looks like here is 9 Emmys. They were nominated for 9 Emmys. He won the best cinematography in a single cam series for Russian Doll.
Dude, Russian Doll was dope. That's where the
It was
inner
dope.
circle only fucking thing. Inner circle only. I am inner circle. No, you're not. That's where that fucking sample came from, dude. That shit's dope. That's a good show. That was a good show too. The premise of that show was fucking pretty awesome.
Dude, I don't know. I went into it. I didn't know it was gonna have such a Genji Kohan feel to it. Like I went through, I was like, this must be a Genji Kohan show.
Right.
For those of you that also don't know, Genji Kohan did Orange is the New Black. She did Weeds. She did Flow. She did American Princess. She did all those like female strong, like really risky, like crazy, super funny, awesome shows. So this is another one that kind of falls under those categories. I was like, this has got to be a Genji show. And it wasn't. It has a lot of people who worked on the Genji shows, but one of them being Chris Teague, who, shout out to him. He won the cinematography for it. He also did Glow, but I went back just to watch, and I watched the first couple episodes, and I was like, I don't really know, because I don't like when people try to recreate Groundhog's Day in TV shows. It hasn't really worked for me in a lot of shows because it's happened a lot. But god damn, they fucking nailed it with that one. It's funny.
Yep.
It's frustrating in a good way.
Yeah,
So you're like, god damn it, they're back doing the same fucking scene again. But then it kind of takes a left hook to where you're like, okay, I can get with this.
Right.
She's fucking this guy now. Yeah, I'll fuck with it super hard, dude. They won 3 Emmys. They did good, but it wasn't anything with like script writing or anything like that. It was costumes, cinematography, and production design. So that's more production designs in my wheelhouse. I fall into that category. And I'd say hit or miss. I think a lot of other shows would fall better under the production design category for that, because that's like the sets and stuff. So they beat out like Game of Thrones and shit like that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That doesn't sound cool. That doesn't sound right there.
Yeah, so there's a lot more that I think goes into crazier sets, especially with that one. Like, I love the show, but they shoot in the same fucking set over and over and over and over on a loop. I don't know what's going on right now.
I was reaching for his hairy chest.
So good.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. It was definitely with those categories. It seemed like there was better shows that could have took those for real. I think I agree with you.
They should have won a lot. I mean, they should have won. I mean, no, they fall under the same category that Fleabag took a lot of them. So that was the reason. Is like they were put under an outstanding,
well deserved.
Yeah, comedy series. Yeah, so it's understandable because I think Fleabag is a better show. It
Definitely.
And it kind of takes it away.
It's a comedic show.
Fleabag? Yes. Oh. Yeah, Fleabag is more comedic than Russian Doll is. Russian Doll is funny, but it's still dark in its own ways. It has the chick from Orange is the New Black in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say she's from American Pie. That's where I fucking remember her ass from.
Was she in American Pie? Shit.
Which dude, yeah, she was the one that Finch paid her to tell the story that he had a big dick. And then fucking, and Stifler busted his ass. But yeah. And then she got money, and he was like, he gave her the money that he owed her, and she bought herself some necklaces, and she bought him like a flask and shit like that. I fuck with American Pie. It's good shit.
Yeah, dude. Riley, you haven't seen this show, but after hearing our synopsis and stuff real quick. Here, I'll give you a quick synopsis, just a quick little thing.
Okay.
This chick goes to a party, it's her birthday, and she's super dingy. It's like super underground. I think New York it is. She goes to like a lot of sex parties and is friends with hookers and shit like that. And
She knows people.
She knows people, yeah. So she does like crazy drugs, and she goes to a birthday party for herself.
Okay.
And then she dies.
Okay, I got a
And
rating.
then she wakes up.
Yep, I'm good.
She
Don't need
wakes
any
up-
more. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I give this one
Let's just say it
Yzma.
keeps
I give
repeating.
this one Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove.
Where are you pulling?
Bro, I'm telling you, you got to give it a shot. It's a good show.
I'll take that. I'd say it's a good rating, actually.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah! All right. I'll side with that. I'll go with Emperor's New Groove. Is that where my Emperor? Did you get that from my wedding? Because we went to our wedding, we were planning on showing the Emperor's New Groove on the projector, and then they showed us a 2-hour slideshow of me and Jackie's life, and then it ended. We're like, that's cool. Where's the Emperor's New Groove? And the projector disappeared, and I never saw my movie of the Emperor's New Groove again.
No, so
He's
mom
got
and
it
dad
right
are
there.
mom and dad are packing right now, and they're like, "Hey, do you want any of these?" So I went up to their DVD rack, and now I have a copy of Dude, Where's My Car? That one's empty, but I have the case for some reason. The Emperor's New Groove and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So here I am.
Yeah,
also have
shout out to
Notting-
official clothing.
I also have Notting Hill with what's his face? That British dude.
Yeah.
British dude.
It's a great series. I would check it out. Here's another good series that was nominated for 9 Emmys. They won 2. I watched the series a couple years ago, the first few episodes, and didn't get hooked onto it. Now I'm extremely hooked. My wife doesn't like it, so I have to watch it while she's not around. Everybody else has seemed on board with this. I believe it's the 4th season. Kaz, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. And that show is Ozark.
Dude, I haven't seen the last season. I have not seen the last season, so I cannot truly be like homegirl deserved that. What did she get? Best supporting actress or some shit like that? She
Okay. It's Julia
Over-
Garner.
Is this
That's
Jason
where everybody
Bateman?
was.
It's
Yeah,
the Jason
he
Bateman
did win.
show.
He did win. He
He
won
won-
for like best director, right, or something like that.
Dude, you're right on fucking board, man. Those are the 2 that they won. We'll start with Julia Garner. She's the one. Riley, you haven't seen the series, but for people at home that have, she's the one that's kind of like the fucking crooked, weird one that tries to fuck them over in the beginning, and then Jason Bateman ends up hiring her to run their strip club and do the shit. And that's about as far as I've made it. I haven't made it to this last season either.
Me neither.
So,
I haven't seen the last season, but the first 2 seasons are fire. They're good,
Yeah,
bro.
and she's great,
They're
dude.
good.
She's
You gotta
fucking-
watch that shit, Riley, for reals, dude. You'll get hooked, bro. Like after the first episode, it just gets deep as fuck. Right in the first episode.
Once
bro.
I
It's
finish
good.
the ranch, I'll be sure to watch it.
Yeah, finish the ranch, do your ranch. And then you can do that.
Is this on Netflix?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Netflix
Ozark's
original.
on
Oh
Netflix.
yeah. The ranch is
Ozark?
definitely on Netflix.
No, not the ranch. The Ozark.
Ozark is on Netflix. It's a
Okay,
main
okay.
Netflix series. Shout out Bobby Moore over there at the Simmons and Moore podcast. Yeah, he's commenting on the thing. Yeah, Bobby. You guys. But anyways, the Ozark. I didn't until we started talking about doing this show. I didn't really sit down and go through enough to the fact that I watched the first episode again. And I didn't remember anything from it because I've tried to watch this show before, and I saw that first. Maybe I just wasn't concentrating enough on it because I sat down this one with like full concentration, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, what the
gets
fuck
deep
just
quick.
happened?" It goes
gets deep
quick.
so quick.
Oh man, they set the entire show up in the first episode. Like, you don't really need to go on. It's like, okay, that happened. That dude fell off the building. They threw that dude off the building. And okay, we're going to the Ozark now. Like, we're going to the area, and we're getting deep into this shit.
It sets the tone for season 1 is set within the first episode, and the fucking tone for season 2 is set at the end of season 1 and literally like the last 2 minutes of it, dude. It just gets fucking. It's great, bro. That's a good ass show, man. You got to check that shit out.
So deep when he gets down to the Ozark and he actually starts like doing it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jason Bateman's one of the creators of the show too.
Oh yeah, that's his baby, man. It's his baby, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's his baby.
Oh,
He's
wow.
directed a lot of the episodes, or now he's like directing like a lot of crazy shit. He's getting so much good publicity for it. Like
Nice.
he's as far as like series, because I didn't even look at him. I think it's part of my
Arrested
hesitation.
Development.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay, I thought he was gonna be like he's just comedic. All I saw him is like more comedic stuff. Is like his serious stuff ain't.
He's
too
like
great.
a serious dad who's comedic. He's comedic
Mhm.
relief as the serious role in a comedy, but never the serious role in a drama.
Yeah, this is where he kills that shit. He proves it. He gets his drama stripes in this fucking show for real.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this.
Yeah, it's so good. It's the one that I started going, and the only problem is
I'm
Jackie
adding
doesn't
it
want
to
to.
my notes.
Yeah, you have to like. It's not a show you can jump in at all. You have to like go in and really go deep. Here we could talk about another show just because.
Well, I have
know
my
that-
rating.
Oh yeah, the what?
You haven't even seen it, fool.
Riley!
You can't be giving ratings on shit you
I was
haven't
gonna
seen.
say Riley for the show that you have not.
Skip that shit, bro.
Ozark. Why don't you?
Ozark. Ozark receives 1 Star Wars pork.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh fuck. I can't get too deep into this because we're gonna do a whole different podcast on this. I'm just gonna say one quick thing, just because I can't get it off my mind. You're fucking shitting on Jar Jar Binks, but you have a stuffed porg in your studio.
Correct, because they couldn't edit out the puffins, so they made porgs. Next movie or show.
Okay, fair enough. Riley.
Jar Jar Binks was a choice. Porgs was an editing decision to save money. Now, what's the next show?
Fair enough.
Poor Jar Jar, man.
You were talking about. Oh no, never mind. They weren't in enough for this season to be in, but we could just. I think we touched up on it for a second. They always win a bunch of Emmys. It's Black Mirror.
You hate Black Mirror for some reason. I've now recently learned, or not hate, but
strongly dislike. I think they're all their episode. I don't like the movie whole episode type thing. And I
no,
think
that one I
all their
couldn't
stuff
finish. That one I'm too stupid to finish, so I was never able to come to completion on Bandersnatch.
Yeah,
Bandersnatch was cool.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm too stubborn, Nick, to finish Bandersnatch. So it'll be like the same thing 4 times. It'll be like, you have to restart. This isn't correct. And I'd be like, maybe if I do it another time, that's part of the glitch. So I'm just jumping off buildings and shit. And they're like, stop jumping off the building. Do the other thing. And I'm like, maybe on the 5th try, that's where it works. And you get into a different plot line. And it didn't. So I haven't finished Bandersnatch.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
There's even a video game that you can play in it. It's kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
If you do the actual selections,
Is that
you get to play
like
the game.
how Man vs Wild or whatever has like an interactive video game style?
Yeah,
show now?
yeah, but you actually play the game that they promote in the Bandersnatch.
Oh, the actual Bandersnatch game,
Yeah,
the 8-bit like computer
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly. That's the one you get to play.
Yeah. Okay, we have time for a couple more.
I like Black Mirror, for the record.
I watched
finally-
my first 2 episodes today of that, and it was pretty good.
Well, so the thing
Today.
with Black Mirror, I do like with Black Mirror that you can pick up and watch any episode. I do kind of like that it's not a storyline. It has a connected universe in the grand scheme of things, but every story is different. And I do think that says something to the creative direction of it.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'll give it that. As an artistic standpoint, it's not that bad of a show. I don't like where they take a lot of the story. Jackie got super hard.
Have
so I
you
did get
have
sucked
you
into a
seen
few.
every episode?
No. I got sucked into a few. I saw
Okay.
the one. I saw the one with the pedophile kid.
Yep, that one was fucked up.
Yeah. I think that's where I honestly, as far as the show goes, I think that's the biggest problem I have with it. Like I said it earlier, is I'm not crazy about shows that are just put you in a funk, man, that bring you down.
that
Okay.
are too real, just
That's
way
fair.
too fucking real. I fucking
Yeah.
can't stand shows like that too.
To be
That's
fair,
why I don't like
you picked.
reality TV.
Go ahead, Nick.
That's why I don't like reality TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
because it puts you in a funk
But-
every time.
To be fair, though, Mikey, you did pick the most fucked up episode that made you just like stare at your TV for 10 minutes afterwards and be like, man.
I think I saw one with that dude from Breaking Bad too. Like the what's the guy?
Is it Badger with the.
No,
You know what?
no.
Okay.
He was in one.
No, but like I was thinking of someone who you might have mistaken for him in a different
No,
episode.
no. It's the dude that you remember the part in Breaking Bad where they like start to steal from the train.
Todd. It's Todd.
Todd, that's the guy. Yeah,
Yes.
that
He was, yeah. I
Yes.
actually stopped watching that one. I kind of cut it out.
Was
He
that
was
the
like,
Star Trek
he was
one?
like having these Captain Kirk fantasies.
Yes,
and shit,
okay.
dude.
So
Yeah,
that one actually,
I stopped that. I stopped on that one.
that one took me like 3 tries to watch, but once I got like 10 minutes in and realized what they were doing, it was actually good. But it did. I was out of it with the Star
I
Trek
hit like
stuff.
the 8-minute mark. I didn't make it.
Yeah, you got to get to like 12, and then you realize what the episode's about instead of just being a Star Trek like spin-off.
I switched to Top Boy after that. I don't know if you guys have seen that show, Top Boy. It like
I
takes
heard-
place in like fucking London and like Jamaica
Bin.
and shit like that too.
Executive producer Bin actually told me about this show tonight. He was like, "Yo, you got to watch this show called Top Boy. Stop watching The Ranch and watch Top Boy."
It's crazy. It just makes me want to learn how to talk more British.
Yeah. So yeah,
Holy
he said he was like, "Hey, I'm going home. I'm gonna watch this show. You should check it out. It's really cool." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
know
dope.
it. I know it didn't make this this circuit of Emmys, but just for fun, Riley, can you give Black Mirror a rating for us? It's like I
Yes.
wasn't prepared for this.
Kaz, shut your ears. This isn't racist at all. I give it 1 Hole's armpit.
What's wrong with Hole's armpit?
He's black. That was the only reference I'm making.
I say black.
I know, but he's
Remember when
he's
you
on
guys
my-
thought I was black?
Yeah, Kaz came on. I think it was episode 34 of The Plunge, and for the first, we did it over Discord, so we didn't have a Skype, like we didn't see him, and this was pretty fresh into Inner Circle, I think, or maybe not even have been Inner Circle yet, and
No, we were still NSFW at that time.
yeah, and Hunter isn't a social media guy, so he didn't really know what Kaz looked like. So we're like 15 minutes into our episode probably, and I make some Spanish like reference thing, and Hunter is just shook at this moment. He's like, "Wait, Kaz, you're not black?"
Right?
Why did
Yeah.
It
you
was
think
pretty
you were
fun.
black?
That was
I
an
have no-
all-time episode of The Plunge, though. If
I
you
have
haven't,
no idea, but that
if you
yeah.
haven't, if you
classic.
haven't listened to that one, it's called Little People Nunchucks. You gotta go check that out. It's an all-timer.
Here, I think let me try to put some justification for him real quick. I think it's because you kind of got the, and rightfully so, because you're called the Hood Diner, but you got to caught that Hood accent going on.
This
know
is
what I
true.
mean?
This is true.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
this is how we
So-
talk down here, bro. For real.
Just how you, yeah, that's the Tucson accent. To be, you
But,
know,
yeah,
Boston
Black
has
Mirror-
go fuck yourself. And they're not exposed to black people, so they're like, that's how they're gonna talk. So,
So Black Mirror gets 1 Hole's armpit. Hole's is the top tier of movie, so I do like Black Mirror a lot. Armpit had a book, so Hole's is based on a book by Louis Sachar, and Armpit had a book afterwards, a spin-off book, and I read it, and that is where we'll leave that at.
fair enough, Riley. He's like, wait a minute, Bobby's listening. Okay, we'll move on. Would you rather talk about, these are both ones that were nominated. We have Saturday Night Live nominated for, holy shit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Emmys.
Is Pete Davidson that funny? What's going on?
Pete Davidson was not nominated for any of them.
What? How's that work? Is it all Keenan? Or yeah, is it all Keenan? It's got to be all Keenan.
Keenan was also not nominated for any of them.
So who's nominated?
Yeah. What are these nominations for?
Mostly we have guests. We have a
Of course,
bunch
they're
of
fucking guess.
guests.
Oh, Peyton Manning is nominated
Oh
for an
my
Emmy.
god, that's fucking
Dave
ridiculous.
Chappelle. Was Dave Chappelle one of them?
It doesn't appear so. Matt Damon was one of them. Robert De
Oh.
Niro was one of them.
Boo.
John Mulaney was one of them.
I like
Did I
that
say-
one. Holes.
Did I say Adam Sandler?
Okay.
Emperor's New Groove? Keep
That
going.
was the first time they let his ass back, huh?
Hey,
guess so.
listen. Adam Sandler is from Manchester, New Hampshire, Kaz. He's the only thing we have.
Is he from Manchester?
He's from Manchester. Yeah.
I'm waiting to get
fucking
on my
love
first show
Manchester.
so we can have that talking point because I know he'll be like,
Oh, wow.
cool. Yeah. Anyways, Emma Thompson was nominated.
No idea.
Kate McKinnon. There you go. There's one
Wow,
that was
dude.
on.
I like
Kay
her.
McKinnon is dope. Kay McKinnon.
I'll give
is
her
dope.
a holes. I'll give her a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but she gets to be the grandpa who shares a bed with 3 other people.
Oh, that bed must stink so bad, bro. Every time we watch that shit, especially on the old one, if you watch the original, the fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the sheets, man, and then
No,
they
you
smell
mean
like
Willy
cabbage.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This
I
is
guess
Charlie and
if
the
that's
Chocolate
what that,
Factory.
yeah, my bad. Strike that, reverse it.
Yeah, Kaz, you gotta fix that.
Yeah.
Hey, no, that's a Gene Wilder reference, buddy.
So they took home 1, 2, 3, 4. They took home 5 Emmys. That's a
How?
show that's just never gonna die because they're just gonna keep winning Emmys. I believe.
Has anyone watched it? Have any of you watched that in 5 years?
Old
I
timers?
haven't.
Yes, I have. Jackie enjoys it. She used to watch it every week. She doesn't anymore. She does still sometimes. Like if there's a guest or what are the guests? That
Only
are
when
come
there's a
on?
guest, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I want to check this person out. You know what I'm saying? Like if The Rock's on there, I'll fuck with it.
Yeah, exactly. So stuff like that, people are going to be a little bit more into and doing. But the ones that they won, outstanding directing, they won for all these are single episodes pretty much. Actually, they won outstanding variety sketch series too, which they've won a bunch of. I think their number for Emmy wins at this point is up to like 250. Like they have to, I think
Probably.
they have like over 250 all-time Emmy wins.
I mean, they are the standard for skit comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What was
here,
that other one? Matt, what was the other sketch comedy show that tried to compete for a while?
I'll give
Mad TV.
Yeah, Mad TV.
And Living Color was fucking fire. I'm
Mikey,
gonna say
you
that
used
right
to.
now.
I remember our Direct TV always had Mad TV, and I was like, "Why are you watching this?"
Yeah,
Even me as a child was like, "Come on, man, you know this ain't it."
One of my first shows that I worked on out, they had a revival of Mad TV, by the way. That one of our guests, the set dresser guest that we had on, Floyd, the one with the beautiful voice, he was on Mad TV, the recreation for a while, and he said it didn't go really well. But anyways, one of my first jobs out here was working where the guy that played Stewart.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Love that dude.
That dude, he was directing like this like Direct TV or not Direct TV, this Discovery Channel like Dark Secrets show. Whoa,
Okay.
It was like a Tales from the Crypt type show.
Weird. Okay. Weird flex for him.
Yes, but it was 3D, so it was like when the Oculus started coming out, and it was for like Oculus and 3D type motion type stuff.
Wait, is that the movie I was in?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so. I think it was part of
You
that.
put me
You
on a
mean
Lost
VR?
Child. You
Yeah,
put
yeah,
me on a Lost Children poster.
Yeah, I put Riley on.
Dude, that's
yeah.
awesome. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
they were
dude.
scrolling through this thing, and we had to put a bunch of lost children, and it was like a lost children's site that had a bunch of photos. And I put Riley and Corey as the photos for them, and they had a handful
That's
that you could
awesome,
click
bro.
and like see their profiles and stuff like
That's
that. I
awesome.
think Riley had a profile, but I don't think
No,
they ever
you made
actually
you
clicked
made
on it.
Corey a profile because you had me send like 10 photos of him on like our old, just from our old pictures.
Yeah, exactly. So that was it. But yeah, Saturday Night Live doing this whole thing. Riley, what do you give this season of Saturday Night Live?
1 water bottle.
Thank you.
It doesn't even get a DVD rating.
No,
Well, at this point,
it's bland. It's normal. It's a water bottle.
well, I get it. You need water to survive. I guess Saturday Night Live. It's been,
Yeah,
For
every
some
now and then you
reason-
gotta have it.
how many
Every now and then
seasons?
you gotta have it.
25, 30
I have a-
seasons. Yeah.
I have a weird
Thank you,
ability to
Cass.
make people just believe in what I say. So I thank you for getting what I'm. You get the message,
Yep.
Nick.
I got it. I got it.
So moving on, we have time for one more.
Yes.
And I'm going to let you guys take the choice of the one that you want to talk about. And it's between 3 different shows. And
Okay.
we're going off of the main show list. So
big
shows that
nominators.
yeah, the big ones. We're not going so technical. So we have one, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay, we need Adam Simmons for that.
Yeah. Does he watch RuPaul's Drag Race?
Dude, he watches everything gay with his wifey.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. And well, that one is the prime gay show. So
Oh yeah.
oh
yeah.
the second one is John Oliver, Tonight with John Oliver.
Okay.
Oh,
Funny.
shit.
Yep. And then the
Yeah.
third one we could talk about is The Act.
I have no foot in this race, so you guys go.
Never
ahead.
seen that one either. Never
Which
seen
one
that
have
one
you
either.
seen out of those? Out of
John
those
Oliver.
three?
John Oliver.
Okay, so let's talk about John Oliver.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Last week tonight, that was nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nominations they got, and he won 4 of them. So he beat
Very
out
nice.
Saturday Night Live for a bunch of them, actually.
Okay.
Good job.
And what
Yeah.
would you compare John Oliver as far as like those types of shows? So what he was on?
He's got to go against what? He's not really the late night, but he's also.
I mean, he's a
late
late.
night-
He's definitely a late
it's,
night.
It's him and Trevor
political
Noah
show.
right now, right? Like it's just him and
Right.
Trevor Noah at the time for right now.
That, and then
yeah,
I
but-
think what is it?
Who do you-
The-
they took over.
what's
They
the
took
other
over for
dude?
John. They took over for. Oh yeah, it's Jon Stewart, and then the guy that switched to the network. It's a. Fuck. How can I not think of his name right now? It was John.
know.
It was Jon.
I went to
Stewart.
his show too.
Yeah, the Tonight Show with Jon Stewart, and then it was the Colbert Report. There we go.
There you go, Stephen Colbert, yeah.
Which I loved it, but then when he switched to the different network, I couldn't keep up with it
Yes,
because I didn't
Colbert.
have that. It was just all streaming. So when he switched off, it kind of lost me, which sucked because I would watch a show and I think he would be front and center if he was on a streaming platform. But John Oliver became the front and center one for that. So I love the John Oliver show, and I like that they're 1 week and they're easy to watch, and he's good and he's sensible and he pushes the thing. It's a good fucking show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
spits it. He spits some real shit. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Riley, give us a rating.
1 Will Smith Aladdin.
I'll take that.
I will say I got to when I went to New York, I got to go see Stephen Colbert show live. It was pretty dope. Who was there? I can't even fucking remember. I'm high. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. We've seen the Conan a bunch of
Mikey,
times.
you know
and
what's weird
awesome,
is
you
we
know?
went to Conan, and it was Mark Maron there for season 1 of Glow when we went there, and it came full circle that you ended up working with all that.
Oh yeah, I remember. I spaced that out of my memory for some reason, but like I got into podcasting and I was listening to his show so much, and I was like, oh, I fucking love Mark Maron. And then I went on to Glow, and he kind of crushed my dreams a little bit. Like I said, I'll talk about that more when I'm a guest on one of your guys' podcasts. But I get too deep into it.
Okay, it was Will Arnett and Nev Campbell. That's who I saw.
It's not bad.
I had to. Hey, I didn't want to just leave it hanging, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been an Inner Circle show. Kaz, why don't you give us your shout outs? Official clothing, first of all.
Bro,
Guys, get into
I don't know
official
what it
clothing,
is.
man.
We got
So
official clothing. We got dude wipes.
Oh,
Make sure
yeah.
y'all go to dudeproducts.com. Use
Yeah,
code
use the
hood.
promo code.
And then our newest sponsor. Did y'all see these ones right here? These
what's that?
papers? They're called Bennies, bro.
Is that
Look
your
at these
rolling papers? Your new rolling
Look
paper?
at these papers, dog.
sponsor?
Look at they come with their own little tips right here, right? And each paper
Oh,
looks
shit.
each paper looks like a Benjamin, bro.
Whoa,
shit.
you're actually smoking
Look at that shit,
it.
son.
You're
What?
actually smoking them
Smoking,
100, baby.
Woo! I'm just
So
fucking with
good.
you. Hey, Casual 520 across the board, the Hood Diner podcast. Go to thehooddiner.com. You can get links to all the sponsors. You can get all our social links from there. I just redid my website. So yeah, go check out thehooddiner.com.
Definitely
And
check
yeah,
it
man,
out.
appreciate you guys.
Riley, why don't you go ahead?
Well, Kaz, let me tell you right now, tonight on this podcast, you earned yourself 1 holes. Mikey, you earned yourself also a top of the totem pole. 1 Jason Segal in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I'll take
Nick, you earned
Uh-oh.
You earned Cuzco. 1 Cuzco from the Emperor's New Groove. All right. All right. So you can find my podcast, The Plunge Podcast, on Twitter @Plunge Podcast, on Instagram @The Plunge Podcast. You can find everything Inner Circle anything
Right.
Inner Circle.
Yeah,
That
check
includes
out
the
the Inner
Lights of
Circle.
the Simmons and More podcast. Shit Happens When You Party Naked. The hashtag No Offense show. Any podcast will do.
What-
Kaz's show, the Hood Diner podcast. Mikey's show, Failing Hollywood. You can find all of that shit right now on
All of them.
innercirclepn.com. Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
where you're
good.
listening to us after the fact too. So what other shows are on the Inner Circle? What can you find if you're listening to this podcast under the list?
I just
You
listed.
just said them all, dog.
I
You
literally
just said them all.
No. He's saying about the actual shows from the Inner Circle.
Did you say from the
Oh,
circle?
you
Yeah.
mean
Oh,
shows
you mean
like
the sub shows? Yes.
Oh,
Right,
you mean
right.
circle shows? Yeah.
you mean like
Now you
the
can
Inner
find the
Circle
award
presents
show.
The award show.
The
There you
award
go.
show.
Also, we have the sporadic Slimmer Circle. We have Comedy is Dead. Okay. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, the sports network's
And-
going hard right now, right?
And we have the weekly Inner Circle Sports podcast hosted by
Right.
yours truly and Chris Wutsky and occasionally Adam Simmons. Okay.
Let's get.
yeah.
So
Get you
They're all.
stuff.
innercirclepn.com. Find us
Right.
at Plunge Podcast. Oh, also, if you live in the New Hampshire area, come check
Okay.
out Shit Happens
The
When You
live
Party Naked live at Curly's
Yeah.
Comedy Club in Rochester, New Hampshire. That's going to be on October 8th. Okay, that's a
There you go,
Tuesday at
nice.
7:30. You can get your tickets now. There's $7. So $7 now if you pre-order, $10 at the door. Proceeds are going to go to Jason Almey's Big Ego. But if you
Fuck
want to put
yeah.
your proceeds to the Special New Hampshire
feed that.
Special Olympics of New Hampshire, you can go to the Plunges show. All right, we are also at Curly's Comedy Club on Tuesday, October 29th at 7:30. All proceeds go to the Special Olympics of New Hampshire. Come see us live. Come check out the madness. Mikey, back
Better.
to you. Ace Von Smithspin out. This has been a great episode of Forgetting Sarah Marshall Holes combo episode, if I say so
Right.
myself. Thank you for
Yeah.
holding this, and thank you for having
Yeah.
me.
Oh, we're so happy to have you guys. And I am Mikey T, and we have producer Nick here. He's not usually on our podcast, but we're here with Failing Hollywood. He runs the boards. You'll hear him. You'll hear him chime in the background. He's pretty good at that.
Shout out to you, bro.
You'll
Shout
You'll
out
hear
to
my
producer
laugh.
Nick,
You'll
man.
hear my
Yeah, dude.
laugh.
Shout out to all producers, man. You're the unsung heroes of the podcasting game. All right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, thank you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Thank
he
you
does a
guys.
lot of
you
good-
guys,
good work.
but you guys always do an amazing job. So
That's right.
appreciate you guys.
So yeah, shout out to the Hood Diner, shout out to the Plunge podcast. Check all the stuff out. Check out Failing Hollywood. We're all here as a family. This has been the first award show. We'll probably be back with the Academy Awards during the award season. We're gonna be pretty sporadic. We'll be back. I think we're gonna do the one where what's the shitty ones with all the shitty movies?
Should we do the MTV Music Awards?
I don't know.
The Tammys?
Maybe.
Is it the Tammys?
No, I don't
The
remember.
Tonys.
No, the
No,
Tonys.
the
no,
is-
Tammys.
no,
the
that's
Tammys.
for-
No, it's not the Tammys.
I don't.
I don't know, but we'll
I
go
don't know.
with the
I know
shitty
Sylvester
movies, too.
Stallone has
Yeah,
a grip of them.
Yeah. So come check us out for those ones. That's it. This has been the show. Thank you
And-
guys for coming in.
Thank
And you haven't seen the last of Ace Von Smithson.
Ace Von Smithson will be back.
Peace.
Oh boy.
Did we cut yet?
And broadcast. Kaz, I pulled a Kaz.
Good job, guys.